Hi, Principles of Biomed students. This is how to fill out Anna's final autopsy. Remember I said I wasn't going to put the filled out one in, but you'd have to watch the video, so here it is. So I'm going to be in my Block 1A Principles of Biomed. You click from Stream over to Classwork, which you've probably already done. And then in Monday 11:30 for my A-Day classes, or Thursday 12:3 for my Block 1B, you see Anna Garcia's autopsy report. So go ahead and open that up. So we're looking at Anna's autopsy report, and I'm going to go ahead and make a copy so that I can type on it for you. So here we go. And I will zoom in so that you can see this. And feel free to pause me and rewind me as you need to. All right, so here we go. Historical summary, Anna Garcia. Examination type, you may have this filled in, but if not, it's a forensic autopsy. The date of the autopsy doesn't really matter. I'm going to put 11/30/2020. You can put whatever date makes you happiest there. And then the date of Anna Garcia's death, I'm going to put that as 9/1/2020, which was our first day of school. All right, so you have type forensic, date, I put 11/30/2020, date of death, 9/1/2020. So you have those three things filled in. We scroll down, we see clothing/personal effects all filled in. Yay. Medical interventions, no. Features of identification, it was Taylor Diaz, and then fingerprints were taken to confirm. I don't know if you have that, so you might want to take a minute, pause me, and type that in. All right, evidence of injury. So she has a cut on forehead, and she has a bruise above right eyebrow. We are going to type that in like 3 more times, so get used to those two things. Okay, postmortem changes. So we have rigor mortis, throughout the body, lividity, which is the pooling of the blood after somebody dies, on front side of body, consistent with rigor. What that means is that when Anna died, nobody came in and moved her. And then we have a time of death. And we're going to put in parentheses Gleister because that's how we calculated it at 10 p.m. Okay. So we also had some blowflies and eggs we never did anything with. Sorry, guys. So here we go. I'm just going to do this to make all my spacing happy. So anterior, what we had was a cut on the forehead and a bruise above the right eyebrow. I told you 3 more times, so now 2 more times. And if we were in class and you had this in person, you would shade on the body outline where the injuries were. Posterior, the back of her body, there were no injuries evident. Okay? Yay! We're working through this. Feel free to pause me whenever you need, kids, and rewind me. And what makes my husband most jealous, you can mute me. All right, so her skull, there was no damage to any part of her skull. We're not talking about her brain. We're not talking about the skin on her head. We are talking about her skull. And there was no shattering, breaking, cracking of any bones in the skull. So we're just going to put NA for all of those. All right, external examination. Cut on forehead. And this time we're going to get a little more detailed with that. We're going to say it was 1 inch across. It was a half an inch wide, and it was a quarter of an inch deep. Okay. See, there was the bruise. There you go. Bruise, bruise above right eyebrow. Let's see. Oh, the blowfly and the larvae. We're going to mention, even though we didn't talk about that. Sorry, guys. I really should have brought that up, but it is what it is. Internal examination. Let's see what we've got. We've got the heart. I think, and they mentioned this briefly in one of the sections, some other organs we didn't talk about. So we're going to say kidneys, liver, lungs, normal. We had partially digested pill in stomach. And then the brain, there was evidence of traumatic brain injury. And then when we discovered that, sample sent to histology. There we go. Anna's external and internal examination. Next, I can spell. I promise I can. Next, we have toxicology results. You may have this because when we found this out, I was still having you enter these in. So there's caffeine and aspirin in system, non-lethal amounts. Labs, we didn't do any lab work. Histology, brain tissue shows, good spell, I swear, evidence of TBI. Okay. Next, we go to case summary. So here we go. 2 head wounds. The bruise above the eyebrow appears to have caused TBI. Bruise obtained in soccer practice. Cut on forehead, consistent with hitting head on lab bench as Anna died. So she died and then she fell and she hit her head. Let's see. What else can we put? Oh, time of death. Time of death, 10 p.m. the night before she was found. I think that's good. This is a case summary. You could add more detail if you wanted. And if you're going to be a detective someday, you will. Now we'll look at cause of death, mechanism of death, and manner of death. So the cause would be the collision in soccer. The mechanism is TBI. And then the manner, this was an accident, so we'll put accidental. All right, so there it is. Anna Garcia summed up. So go ahead, guys, get this done and turned in.